Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Boleyn Lounge and another Tuesday talk show. As you can see, I've got Tony joining me, and lots of you have probably just been in his show there. So thanks for jumping over if you have. We've got Jay from what West Ham channel is it, Jay?
That West Ham channel.
He's making his debut in the Boleyn Lounge. Thanks for joining us, buddy. I can see Mick's in the green room at the back, so I'll bring him in just now. Hi, Mick. How you doing, mate? Thanks for joining.
Hi, boys. How are you?
Yeah, all good, Mick. Yourself?
Yeah, sound.
Good, mate.
Nice to meet you, Mick.
And you, Tate. Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Before we go too far, and I'll come to the chat, I just want to say thanks to everyone who's been supporting the channel and the new subscribers lately. We've reached a little milestone, just reached 200 subscribers. So thanks to all of you for supporting us. Really appreciate that. And yeah, it makes us feel like we're doing something worthwhile where we get a few extra subscribers here and there. So thanks a lot. But that aside, on with the show. And it's a real feel-good factor tonight after last night's result. And I would say performance. But I'm going to come to you guys and let you take it away and give us your thoughts. Jay, you're making your debut. I'm going to let you fire away.
Well, first and foremost, thanks again for inviting us on. It's lovely to be on these sorts of shows. And like I said, talk to other West Ham people. And especially on a day like this, I can't remember genuinely the last time I woke up just so happy, so happy with life in general, because West Ham, for my whole career as a West Ham fan, no matter what else was going on in life, West Ham was the release. It was the go-to. It was the always you could be yourself and just be that kid again. But that seems like it's been so long that all the other stuff that's got, in and corrupted that innocence of football, to experience a proper FA Cup night game, to hear the crowd. And I spoke to, shout out to Reg, one of the fellas who does training with me in the morning. He said, Jay, I was there. He said, when we was whistling and booing every penalty, he said it was over. Was any of you lads there, by the way? Was anyone there?
No, last night. I binned it off because I thought Monday night, prospect of extra time and penalties. I'll get home on midnight. So there's part of me that regrets that, thinking, I've missed out on a great night. But there's the other half of me that goes, do you know what? You did the right thing. Stayed at home, had a few beers, watched it on the telly.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, it was just for me. I mean, I was so nervous before the game. I was nervous, excited. The old 3 nervous poos before the game is always a good sign. And then for me, it was. I mean, I'm sure I'm looking forward to listening to how other people sum up the game. But for me, I said it when I was talking with the lads on my channel this morning. For me, it was a complete West Ham performance, and complete West Ham is never perfect, but it was attacking, it was defending, it was sometimes being under the cosh, it was hearing the crowd cheering. For me, I just can't remember as a spectator watching West Ham, hearing the crowd, and just everything about it, the magic of the FA Cup. Yeah, I was buzzing, absolutely buzzing. So obviously I've not gone into detail of the game. I'm looking forward to listening to you and that, but there was some real one player I just want to say straight away is it's a weird man crush I've got on him. I call him Dissexy. Oh, DSIE, Dissexy. What a player. Anyway, that was my take on the game.
I know you've done your little review just now, Tony. I caught a bit of that while I was in the shower, and some of you will know that if you was in Tony's show. Did you watch the game, Nick? Yeah, Minty, yeah. Did you watch the game, Mick? Because you don't have TNT, do you? Did you get a stream, or have you just seen the highlights, mate?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Oh, you do? So you watched the game? Okay, cool. What's your thoughts on it then, buddy?
I watched the game, yeah. Yeah, can you hear me, Bob?
Well,
Yeah, there might be a
Because
bit
I've
of a
got this
delay.
fucking
yeah, you're dropping
echo
in and
again.
out a little
Can
bit,
you
Mick.
hear me? Yeah.
You've got a bit of a delay. I'm going to send you a mic, a little headset, my old one, Mick. Yeah, he's popped out. Probably come back in. Tony, in the meantime, I'll let you take it away. I know you've done a little bit on your show. But obviously, I don't want to leave you out on the panel here. So,
No, I think I agree with Jay. I mean, the atmosphere was great. And I said on my one, doesn't matter there was empty seats there, the noise that the people generated, because it was a team performance. That's the thing about it. The way we played, the way we passed the ball, the energy, until we kind of fizzled out near the end, which is our kind of remit at the moment. But yeah, there's a lot of positives to take out of the game itself. And the fact of people who's been given a chance in that game as well, try their very best. And, as West Ham fans, that's all you want to see. As long as the boys put the effort in, you're happy with whatever happens. And as I said, the only kind of downside when we could have really finished the game on 90 minutes. Some of our a little bit of madness. Lucky enough to stay on the pitch as well for one. But that was the only kind of thing you can say was the bad point of the game. Other than that, yeah, superb. And especially the penalties for me. How many times have you seen us scoring goals like that?
yeah, they were tremendous. All of the penalties, weren't they? Have you sorted your sound out, Mick? Oh no,
He's gone again.
He's gone again. All right. Well, what I'll do is I'll got a little summary, and I'll break it down a little bit. So I'll do the defence, and then you can tell me what you think, and we'll do the midfield and then the forward players. So Areola obviously came in, and he played well, didn't he? He's been left out, lost his place to Manson, but he made a couple of really good saves. Walker-Peters, he just slotted in naturally at right back. He just looked like he belonged there, didn't he? And considering he hasn't had any first team football since Wan-Bissaka's been back from the AFCONs, Burton aside, I thought he did really well. You spoke about Disasi, Jay, but Mavropanos and Disasi, they were both imperious, really, I thought. And Disasi, I'm sort of with you, Jay. He looks like he's been here years instead of a few weeks. It's not just the way he plays; it's the passion he seems to have for our team. I absolutely love it, and he's been such a positive influence on the team, and the results have been phenomenal, really, since he came in. I thought Scholes had a bit of a difficult time against Atara, and he was caught out a bit easily at times, to be honest with you. But he still managed to make a few really important contributions and a couple of really vital headers, I thought, that made a difference to us. So I'm not picking on Scholes or running him down. I just think he had a bit of a difficult night. And perhaps some of that, especially early in the game, was he didn't really get that much help from Traore early doors, I didn't think, tracking back.
None at all.
But in fairness to Traore, as the game developed, I think he did do a bit more defensive work as the game went on. Won his penalty, but we'll come back to the forward line in a minute. So I don't know if any of you guys got anything to add to that little summary of Atletico has just scored.
Yep. It started already.
What a shame. What a shame.
They are, please.
Problems.
I think going back what you say with Scholes, I think the main thing is when he cleared off the line.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, all good, mate.
Can you hear us, Mick?
Yeah, I don't know what went wrong there. I couldn't use like Daleks and never mind. So I'm sure whatever you said was fantastic.
Summing up the defence, the back five really on their performances, Mick. I'm just asking these guys to give their thoughts on that, and then I'll get your views on it as well.
Tone, you started talking about Scholes, didn't you?
Yeah. So he cleared that one off the line, and
for fuck's sake.
Yeah. he started off a little bit, as you said, a little bit ropey, but when you think about it, his replacement weren't any better, Jeffrey. If anything, he was like rabbit in the headlights, unfortunately, old Mayers. And I think, as I said in my one, I think it's something that he needs to mature a bit more into. You know, he's only a youngster; it'll come. And James is where he's got to learn his trade at the end of the day.
On the sort of defensive line, you already touched on it. For me, I absolutely love KWP's ethos, his attitude. He gets his head down. He's when he's interviewed, he's so articulate. I just think for me, if I was like to encourage my son to watch someone and say, right, model yourself in regards to attitude to playing football on someone like him. I love how humble he is, and he's a good player. He's a good player. I think Pup, shout out to Pups. He said it this morning. He said if he saw KWP starting our next match at right back, he wouldn't be disappointed. I said, no, you're right, bro. Because he links up well with Bowen at times. I think he links up better with Bowen than AWB does at times. I think he's probably got a slightly better end product than AWB as well. I still fancy AWB a little bit more because that one-on-one defending and pace. But either way, I'm glad he deserves mentioning. He's one of the ones from last night I think absolutely deserves mentioning.
Yeah.
And as you said, I like imperious, great word, bruv. That's what it was from Mavro and from De Sexy. It's wonderful to see. He's a leader. He's come in, and I don't want to jump ahead, but for me, what's been interesting, there's been 3 players that are foreign to our club in all ways that have come in and have had, for me, they've epitomised the West Ham way more than anyone else, and that's Pablo Tatti and De Sexy for me. But we'll get on to that anyway. But anyway, defence-wise, just wanted to say I think it was brilliant.
Well, I'll move on to the midfield now, and through the midfield, I thought Fernandez put in another absolute barnstorming display, and some of his deliveries into the box, they were just excellent. Souček, I'd say Souček did what Souček does, and despite his detractors, right, which he's had many over the years, he's popped up with another assist, but for a good save from Keller, he would have got a goal himself, another goal. And Kanté, he put in what I thought was a magnificent display for a young lad coming into the team. I didn't think he was that great against Burton, but he showed some real quality, I thought, last night. So, well, I'll let you guys just give us a little summary on what your thoughts are across that midfield.
Do you want to go first, Hope?
Yeah, I'll do it in reverse. I mean, the Kanté one, I like the thing. I think it was on the edge of the 18-yard box when he dragged the ball back, sold the player, and he got a shot off. I mean, that was brilliant to watch that. And I agree with you, Jeff. I mean, the Burton game, I wasn't impressed with him. I thought maybe it was a bit too much for him. But in this game last night, he grew into the game, and we know he's a great player, and it's good to see him do that. That's going to boost his confidence no end. So that's brilliant in that respect. Souček, as you said, he gets himself around, he does what he needs to, and you can't fault that. He's West Ham through and through at the end of the day. Yeah. And Fernandez, well, I've already said it. He's my hammer of the year so far. How we keep hold of this man come next season is going to be, that's the thing that worries me more than anything else. Because they're going to have clubs knocking on the door for him.
Definitely.
And that's the worrying thing.
Yeah, I mean, Kanté. It's funny because before the game, when I saw him on the team sheet, the first thing I said, shout out to Nan, our West Ham Nan Jan. I was talking to Nan and Pups on, it might have been even before the show. And I said to him, I really hope that he takes this game by the scruff of the neck and as a central midfield stormer. And that is exactly what he done. He showed composure, grit when he needed to. One of the things I mentioned this morning when I was talking about him. So I played centre midfield. And for me, playing against other centre midfielders that could do more work without touching the ball were a nightmare. And if you watch Kanté, how often he allows the ball to go in different directions across his body. And although he's gangly and lanky as anything, his balance is phenomenal. The amount of times he drops the shoulder and he lets the ball do all the work to get himself out of trouble. For me, I am excited from going from a team that was the donut with nothing in midfield. We've now got dangerous Dave Magassa. You got Kante. You got Matty. You got Potts. You got Souček. Am I missing someone? Obvious in that as well in the centre middle? Is that? I think I covered it. But either way, we've got now a very combatant midfield, and then obviously moving on to Matty Fernandez. We ain't keeping him next season, bro. That's the truth. Like, we're never going to keep hold of Matty Fernandez. Like, he's 21, and it would, whether we go down or stay up, and this ain't being negative, you've got to be realistic. Unfortunately, I don't want to go off topic, but we know what's going on financially with the club. Sullivan is looking at him as he's that next deck in that. Oh, thank God I've got you at this point, mate, because you're another £100 million player. He's got to be. He has to be another £100 million player.
Yeah,
he's that good, and he's the ceiling on this kid because he's 21 years old, captain of the under-21s nationally already. For me, he's a captain. People talk about lead by example. He leads by example in a way. I love Bowen to bits, but Bowen, he ain't got a shade on him. There's a difference in leading by example, leading quietly. Bowen goes missing, unfortunately, in captaincy moments. Whereas Matty's there. He's getting it in, stuck in. He's at the ref. So, and then Souček, I am admittedly one of the people, especially under Potter, that I just wanted to see him outside Upton Park with a lollipop crossing old ladies rather than being in our centre midfield, right? I'm going to admit that. But do I love the geezer's commitment and everything about him West Ham-wise? Absolutely. But I don't want to see him lining up for West Ham. There is better that we've got now.
Oh, my God. Fucking hell.
What's happening?
I don't even know who it is. One of the Spurs players just fell over. And the Atletico players just run through, tucked it in the corner 2-0.
Well, if you saw that just before that, though, with Charlison stacks it on the floor, tries to go for goal on that, and Alston it's over towards the corner flag. You know, I mean, that just says it all.
Romero's shouting his head off now. Anyway, sorry to interrupt you, Jay.
No, mate, it's worth the interruption. It's good times.
I mean, what I liked about when you look at the free kicks that Fernandez took as well. I mean, mate, do you remember there was a youngster in that, the old plastic flyaway balls?
Yes.
One of them, the swerve, the curve of swerve on it kind of thing, mate.
The one he put on Souček's head, he drilled that ball.
Yeah,
it weren't a floated pass. That was like a Ballon Dawson drill out of defence that he pinged it straight on Souček's head. Like, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Sorry, but I've just seen Harry's comment again. I think there's another one.
I'll try and catch up with the chat shortly, but I've stopped there because I want to use Pierre's comment in a minute, but I just want to finish little summary. Going back to what you're saying about Kante, though, I think it's brilliant. Oh my fucking God. Vicario's had a fucking mad. I've just looked up and it's 3-0.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're getting apps. Oh, it's not Vicario. I've got the wrong glasses on.
Kinski.
Yeah, Kinski. What did he slip over or something?
Well, I haven't got that part. They're just showing the second goal, the replay. I'm trying to see who the players fell on his arse.
It's 3-0 anyway. I don't know what's happened. My computer's gone black. That's all right. Yeah, going back to Kante and his display that gave us so much encouragement last night. If you think you've got an experienced player like Souček, who's probably going to start games, and I'm not sure Kante's really. He's tried to play a pass. He's just
fucking hell.
Oh my God. Fuck, we didn't sign him.
Jay, basically, he's gone down and he's carried the path straight into the path of the Atletico player. And
he's played the ball off his own heel. Yeah. It's got 3 yards to an open goal. He's fucking running. I'll tell you what, he could have done what he done at school, just got down on his knees and headed it over the line like that. That's how bad it is. Anyway, getting back to Kante. Souček probably starts. His experience and all that gives him the edge. And I don't know Kante's ready to start yet. But what, on a display like that, what a player to bring on with 20 minutes, half hour to go to replace him when his legs are going. I'm just, he's looking exciting. Anyway, I'll move along now. Front line, I've put him in notes here that I thought Traore started the game a little slowly. I thought he left Skulls exposed through his lack of tracking back early in the game. But he did grow into the game and he did make some good contributions. I'm not his biggest fan, but he did make some good contributions, and not least winning our penalty, which somehow needed a VAR check to be
unreal, isn't it?
I mean,
unreal.
That's fucking crazy, right? I thought the return of Pablo was massive for us. And I was pleased and surprised to see him.
Sorry. They are taking the keeper off. They are, and Vicario's coming on.
I was more pleased and surprised at his performance. It just didn't look like a player that had been out for a few weeks and coming back from injury. He just carried on where he left off. Bowen, I thought he was shit actually, and the captaincy is weighing him down too much. I'm joking. He looked much more like the Bowen that we expect, and he had an influential game, popping up in different areas on the pitch as well. Because KWP was like coming out quite wide, and it was Bowen was kind of getting inside. Then he was coming out wide. I think he pulled them around quite a lot, and he gave them quite a headache. Nick didn't get his goal and scored his penalty. So happy days. And I'll let you guys give me your thoughts on our front three. What your views were.
I'll kick off on this one then, Tone. So for me, the player that I from what I've watched, and just like everyone else, when I watch West Ham, I genuinely think I know what I'm watching. And I know a lot of the time we can see different things, but I know I watch West Ham with a raw love for certain aspects of what has always been about West Ham that's been missing for so long. Pablo, first and foremost, not only, you said he's come back from injury last night. He's not only come back from injury, he came back from injury and played in a position that he was playing in for the Portuguese team, but has not played in for us since he's been here as well. That's another thing. So we actually saw a Pablo that we haven't seen in regards to being the main dude up top as well. I think he was immense. I think he was still putting in the work ethic that we've come to love in play. And I think out of all the players, in regards to who's had the biggest impact on how West Ham have turned things around, it's Pablo.
I agree.
For me, 100%. Him coming in.
Sassy as well, but I think Pablo and Tati coming in has been huge.
That's at the back. The Sassy at the back. I'm talking about the West Ham's. The thing is, we've had to be concentrating on looking at the back for so long because that's all we did. We sat back. All of a sudden, we signed Pablo and Tati plays a role in this. And all of a sudden, we're defending from the top. Pablo is one of the best players I've seen in a long time who he's not fast either. That's another thing. It shows his intelligence and he's only a young lad. But he knows where to put himself about to intercept, play up high on the pitch, which logic would tell you means we ain't got to go as fucking far to get to their goal. Something that our pragmatic coach, one after the other, seem to think, right, the deeper we sit back, at some point, although we're all fucking a mile away from the goal, we'll ping them on the break and somehow, get lucky. We've not seen it. What we're seeing now, thanks to Pablo, and again, we can get on to Tati because he came on and I think he was brilliant when he came on. But with Pablo at the minute, what he shows is that actually the first line of defence is attack. Like that is, shout out to Stu, who says that every single show. It is. I remember as a kid, that's what I was told. You attack from the front. And everything about Pablo is West Ham for me. I fucking love him. He's brilliant. Absolutely
I couldn't
brilliant.
agree more with what you've just said there about Pablo, and I've been saying it for weeks, and he's been coming in for a bit of stick. He's cost too much money, and he's not good enough, and he does look a bit ungainly at times. The only thing that's missing is a few goals, and hopefully they'll come for him. But I've been saying it for weeks. He's getting us further. He's defending from the front, and it's allowing us to be more attacking. So I agree totally. But Tony, what are your thoughts, mate?
I mean, yeah, I think that's the crucial thing, isn't it? Pablo kept returning back, considering at 1 minute he was written off. You know, that's him done for the season. You know, we're definitely going to lose him. And he's come back into this game.
Fucking hell, how've they missed that? Sorry, Tony.
That's all right, mate. And he's been an influence. He's actually been
give
an
a goal.
influence.
It's in. It's
Well,
four fucking nils. 20 fucking minutes.
And also the Bayern game as well. They're also 4-0 up and all. But yeah, no. When you look at Pablo, it's the fact that it's the influence he does. I mean, what I like about him, like I've said before, is that he actually can hold the ball up. He can bring the team into play. And I might make you right what you're saying, Jay. It's the fact of we haven't seen this for a while now, where you've got a forward line that can actually have an impact. We've not been able to say that for a good 4 seasons at least, maybe even more. So, as I said on my one, maybe another extra 10 minutes, because I think you could have lasted the extra 10 minutes, could have made a difference in that game last night as well. But even still, brilliant from Pablo. Traore, yeah, I agree. You know, it was a bit of a slow start, but you got to think he is top heavy. And like a flywheel, it's got to spin up the speed before it kind of has some damage. Tatty coming on, I don't think it was a game for Tatty, really. I don't think we needed to have him in there. You know, I think we could have stayed as we was.
I agree, actually. Didn't need to be. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, you know.
Tatty for Pablo.
Yeah, I think Tatty didn't really need to come on, Jeff. I don't think it was that kind of game for him, really.
I think what you've got to think is just saying that Pablo's supposed to be out for the season, and all of a sudden he's not only...
Yeah, it's a good shout as well.
He started this game. He played the way Pablo plays, which is just full on, giving everything. So perhaps he's just run his race and protected him a little bit. So I'm kind of okay with that, really, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I'll move on to the subs. Obviously, at half-time, he changed our left-hand side, brought Mayers on for Scholes and Jimmy for Traore. I was quite pleased about that because I think Scholes was having a bit of a tough night. Mayers, he had an okay game. He was involved without being outstanding, I would say. But he made his contribution to the team because it was a real team effort, I thought, last night. And Somerville, I mean, he just lights the place up, doesn't he? Every time he comes on the pitch, he just lights it up. Bit worrying to see him go down with his injury, and I think we're all on tenterhooks now, hoping it's nothing too serious. And I don't know if anyone's heard anything, but I haven't heard anything. I heard he's going to go for a scan.
Yeah, I've heard actually that it's not looking great. Funny enough, from someone I do trust, but you know, you never know. They said Pablo, like we've just been saying, he was out for the season and he came back in the screaming. But I mean, it was. I said this morning. It was heroic watching him play on. Was it the smartest thing? No, to keep him on, maybe not so much, because we need. If we're going to stay up, we're going to need Somerville. Like that is a no-brainer.
I had no subs at that point, though, did we? So,
we used all of them. Had we done them all at that point? Yeah.
Tatty came on for Pablo, as we talked about, and he was his usual busy self. I'd say he played well without being spectacular. I don't know if that's a fair assessment. Magassa came on for the brilliant Kante, I thought, and in truth, Magassa was a bit of a liability last night, wasn't he? He didn't have a great game with far too many loose touches, but Spurs have got one back. And then Wan-Bissaka replaced Walker Peters, like-for-like change. And he didn't do anything wrong, did he? Wan-Bissaka, he came on, he was Wan-Bissaka, I think.
Done well.
Simple. Kept it simple. Yeah, I mean the Somerville one. I mean, at the end of the day, the City game is more important. So I agree with you, Jay. He should have stayed on. If you got the injury in that, then bite the bullet. Don't just keep them. If anything, if you're going to stick them up top, make a change and bring someone out on the wing. That way, then damage limitation. You ain't got to worry about him running around, causing more injury. As I said in my one though, if it is a shin, hopefully it's an inflammation of the tissue, around the actual shin area itself. But yeah, the problem is, Jay, you hear these comments. Yeah, it looks more serious than what it is. I mean, he's only stick thin, isn't he? So you've only got to do a breeze, a blow of wind, and that, and he's off.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
Wilson came on for Fernandes in extra time as well. I thought it was a really quite an attacking sub by Nuno, by the way. And he clearly wanted to win the game, and it's pretty refreshing after some of the managers we've had recently who have been at best apathetic to the cup. And you alluded to it earlier, Jay. About dropping in too deep and trying to see games off, and he tried to win that game, and I was pretty pleased with all of it. I was pleased with the team display. I was pleased with Nuno. In fact, I'm really starting to warm to Nuno. I think we've been playing some really nice football at times under him recently. As good as I've seen West Ham play for some time. We're knocking the ball around. We look. It's usually in pockets for a short period, but we look like we're purring at times. I used to comment a couple of times in a couple of chats. I said, champagne football, but we're not going to. Fuck me, took a bit of a risk in I think it was in extra time there, but played out brilliantly from the back, across our back line there, worked it out. And you're seeing little bits of football like that, and I just think I'll have a bit more of that, please.
Well, we did that in the Liverpool game as well, didn't we?
I agree. I think we played pretty well at Liverpool.
Yeah.
Poor result, but I thought the football at times was really quite good. And against Fulham, I actually thought the pressure showed a little bit. I thought we looked a little bit nervous, and the importance of that game, I think, was on the players. I think, but we got over the line. I'm really encouraged by what we've seen. I'm going to try and catch up with some of these comments now. So Pierre's saying, good evening to all of you in the chat, by the way. I haven't shouted you out individually. It's a good win and a good draw to go with it. Dare to hope. It's the hope that kills you. And isn't that the truth? But it is a good draw, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Leeds next game, yeah. I'd have some of that.
It's a precursor to, when we play them come April time. So, yeah, have that all day long.
Hello, Colin.
No, I just think I'm looking forward to that. I'm not missing the Leeds game, but that'll be over the weekend, won't it? Have they scored again? They scored again, Tony?
I don't know, mate.
Every time I look away, there's another fucking goal in this game. It's 4-1.
4-1 still. Yeah, still 4-1. Good save by the keeper there, but I think there's two players who just clattered into each other. Oh, look, of all people, was with Richarlison. So, no, they haven't clattered into each other. It's with Richarlison.
I'll just try and catch up. There's any questions or observations in the chat?
A bit nutty. Oh, Mick was said a bit nutty. I did think that earlier. I weren't going to say anything. I thought Mick might not hear it anyway, but was a bit like Norman Collier.
The minty shower gel. The old jokes going on in the chat. It's carried over from your show.
Don't get it on the tip.
Don't get it on there. I haven't been fidgeting too much.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jeff. Yeah.
Pierre's asking, is it me or does Magassa seem to struggle when he comes on as a sub? Better when he starts. I don't know. He's had a couple. He's a bit inconsistent for me, Magassa. But he's young and he's new into probably the toughest league in Europe for sure. And I think we've got to give these players a chance. It's another thing I've been saying, that if we want a younger team with younger players, we've got to accept that they're going to have poor games, and we can't just ride them and get on their backs every time. I thought Magassa had a poor game when he came on last night. But you know what? We got over the line. The team carried us through. So we'll park it and we move on. What I would say is, though, from the performance Canty put in comparison, he's give Nuno a bit of a headache now when it comes around to the next game and say, who do I introduce? If he's going to put the youngsters on the bench and say, looking at the bench and there's Canty and Magassa there, who do I put on? Well, he's probably looking at Canty off the back of that performance.
Mm-hmm.
Togs is saying he struggles going forward, Pierre. Seems happier when the opposition are in possession. That might be a fair comment. He gives away the ball a bit too much, a bit too easy for me at times as well. Harry's he's enjoying the fact Atletico beating the Spuds. And Frog's comment underneath is absolutely fucking brilliant. Says Spuds might need the Vaseline for this one. Let's see what Colin's saying. He says, well, what I have seen of Disassi, we definitely need to sign him end of the season. For we are not getting relegated, but for next season, we definitely need to get a young, quick, mobile striker. Here's the thing. They've set the ground, and you touched on it, Jay. There's not going to be much of a budget, is there? Come the summer.
I think that's part of the reason they've offered Wilson the extension.
Yeah,
in fairness.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that as well. I think it set the stall out. They've already told us we got no money. And by the way, this is your striker next year. That's what they've said. We've got Tati and Pablo, right? But it's saying we'll get that done now. So I don't know how much money there is going to be, but I do think that they've got to pull out all the stops to get Disassi in the club. I mean, apparently he wants to be here. He's been magnificent. The passion he shows wearing that shirt actually put some of our players to shame, I would say.
Well, just on that note, that's why I said earlier, for me, the change in the team has been through 3 players that have come in and that seem to have, as West Ham fans, I think it's fair to say all 3 of us on this show, we would have loved to have pulled that shirt on just one time, like to have actually played in front of us, the West Ham fans. And the Sexy, Tati and Pablo, all 3 of them, they've come in and they have just worked their socks off. And it showed, I think, to some of the other players, actually, what they need to do. Not only get us on team, because at the end of the day, surely as a footballer, you want your fans stating the other. You want your fans behind you. Well, guess what? With us, it's really easy. Just do what Disassi, Tati, and even to, and obviously Pablo, and even to an extent, this is where he does excel for me. Effort, Souček. I'll never knock his effort. That would never be my complaint with Souček, his effort at all. And in fairness, Souček's purple patch upturning form was because Nuno made this genius decision to bring on Pablo in a position that he'd never fucking played. Cam, when Pablo first came on, he was in Cam. He was sitting just in front of Souček. He was doing all the donkey work. And all of a sudden, Souček started, it was like Deck was back. When Deck carried him for a couple of seasons, you know, he'd done all the running until he said to Moisey, fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, and then all of a sudden, Souček weren't scoring the goal. Souček needs, at this stage of his career, someone like a Pablo around him to give him the space to get in the box to score goals. And anyway, back to the point is with Disassi, Tati and Pablo, that for me is the West Ham way. You come in and like even right at the end of the game, do you remember it was one of the last kicks, Disassi done a block and he cheered. He done it was right at the end, like right, and he fucking cheered, like just.
It was like a silverback gorilla beating his chest, wasn't he?
Oh, mate, he's fucking. It's weird, like I said.
I mean, it meant so much. He was pumping his chest like that. He's fucking brilliant.
I think the good thing about it, he's bought into the West Ham way. He's came in
100%.
and you know, I mean, someone said it in the show, the watch along we did last night. You know, his aunt lives in Stratford, so that could be that could be the influence that she's the one that said, like, you know, this is what you got to do. But all three of them, they've bought into this West Ham, you know, methodology, and you can see it. And it's good to see. We haven't seen that for a while. We've seen players come and go. We've seen players come in and that they don't buy into it. They don't get what West Ham's about. These three, you know, it's like they've been self-educated. They've just come in and that, and it's like, yeah, give me that shirt. That's fucking mine. Away I go.
Brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. Now, going back to what you're saying there, Jay, because you've got to think what's going to come in next season. You obviously with PSR is going to be replaced by. There's two things that they've trialing so far. I've just looked it up here. You've got the squad cost ratio, and the sustainability and systematic resilience. So this is obviously that's a fucking mouthful to say in itself, isn't it? This one is, so if you look at it, the first one, shadow monitoring. Based on the most recent financial analysis, clubs are currently being monitored against the 85% green threshold. And it says here already, while no sanctions apply this season, because it's going to come in for next season, several clubs would currently exceed the 85% limit based on the 24-25 spending ratios. So it just kind of comes into coincidence that Sullivan turns around and says, we are X amount of money and we've got no money to spend.
Yeah.
Work that one out. Yeah, it's just a little bit coincidental.
Yeah.
I wonder what would happen if we actually stay up, win the FA Cup and got European football next year. Does that make a difference to us? I mean, if we get European income, I know we're financially stretched and he's borrowed against everything, but we would get like Europa League income, wouldn't we? And we would get those extra games that would generate whatever income off the back of that, whatever prize money, etc., TV, extra TV game money. So maybe that's the only way we can generate some money that we can probably borrow off again. The truth is, if we look at the state of the way the clubs run, they're going to borrow against it, but they might be able to borrow against it enough to actually sign some players.
Yeah, but knowing this twat, Jeffy are trying to say, like, you know, we've made so much money in that, but our net profit is £1.25. Because, you know,
I mean, there's a lot going on in that scenario. We've got to win the cup, right, and all the rest of it. But we just touched on it, right? Not taking Leeds for granted at all, but we definitely could have got a worse draw. We've got a home draw to Leeds. We've got to view that as a winnable game.
100%.
Get through that. Wembley's next. Anything happens at Wembley, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. That's it. Now, that for me, it at the end of the day, I mean, Liverpool getting City was brilliant. That's fantastic. That is. We could have only gone one better with Port Vale, so we've had a touch. We've had an absolute touch at home to Leeds. Like you said, Tone, actually a really good precursor to what could be a season-defining match at the end of this season. They'll be thinking that as well. Leeds, of course, they'll be thinking the same thing. So it's actually added a little bit of spice to it. I think we're going to turn over Leeds, and I reckon we're going to get to the semi-finals, and then it is, I tell you what, it's about looking at Ryanair to see if I can get over, bruv, because if this has got me going like nothing else. And there was nothing. This season was a write-off for me, to be honest. A complete write-off for so many reasons. This has injected one small piece of excitement that I've realised has actually far outweighed all the. I don't give a fuck about anything that's happened before now. I just want to see us play. I can't wait for Leeds. We've got the West Ham under-21s in the final on the 17th of March, I think it is, isn't it? That's the cup final. So my point is, you know, that could be an omen. If we win that, then we're going, mate, I'm telling you, no matter what, I've said this a minute, if we go down this season and we win the FA Cup and Spurs go down and Millwall stay down, Is it been that bad of a season? Really?
Every cloud, Jay. Every cloud.
Every cloud time.
If we do get that far, mate, like I'll pick you up from Stansted myself personally, and I'll bring you down to the games. Don't worry about that.
Let's do it. Let's fucking do it, bro. Because it will. I was explaining that will. I'd take that pretty much. I mean, the Tim Bob European was still the greatest night of my life, but an FA Cup in my lifetime. That would be me for the rest of my life. No matter who I spoke to of any other team, I'd just be, we won the cup. We won the cup. I don't care. What's happening?
I just see Malx's comment here. I've just got to it. He says, X is having a breakdown, bruv.
Oh, expressions.
Why are you saying that? I mean, I've had Fuzzy messaging me as we're doing the show and that, and also he said his expressions try not to cry, and he's lovely. He's had his bollocks off just watching it, mate.
Colin Shana, I reckon they will sack Juric after the game. I was hoping he will be at Spurs for a while longer, but they will be making a change, I expect. And you mean Tudor, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he might have to fucking make his own way home from Madrid. They do to him what they did to Avram Grant. Fucking won't let him on the plane. Fucking get your own way.
Yeah, Jonah, you stay on the ground, mate. We want to get back home.
Frog's scolding me. I'm becoming to laugh at the misfortunes of others. But Doc said, yeah, Frog. Oh, there's some good ones here. I see Fresh has just got. I'll come to it in a second. Will we always be as flat as a pancake again if we lose the next two games, which is likely as it's Man City and Villa? Yeah, good question. I'm sure there's going to be some reactions if that happens. I'm actually a little bit hopeful about the Villa game. I think we can get a draw up there. I've been saying that for a couple of weeks. They're having a bit of a wobble, and I just fancy that we could get something out of that. City, I mean, basically, I'm going into this weekend with zero expectation, and if we get anything from it, I'll be absolutely delighted. And if we hold 3 or 4, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm going to be happy. No one's going to be happy about that. But I think you just got to shrug it off, dust yourself down. The big worry is the Somerville injury, because that's going to impact our team massively. And Pierre says he wants to see a Disassi goal. Yeah, me too. That and a Pablo and Disassi to score is what we need right now. This is Fresh's comment that made me laugh. You know them way there. Fresh the Yardie.
You know where them way there, blood.
That's brilliant.
And Frog's laughing at the misfortune of others here. Look, that's outrageous, Frog.
Oh man.
Harry says, trouble is, if they get humiliated and Tudor gets the sack, they might get a bounce. And that just touches on what I was talking to you guys about just before we came on air. And I said, I want Spurs to lose tonight, but I only would like them to lose by a goal. So that they can have the belief that they're still in it, and Tudor probably gets to keep his job for another week or two. And my worry was that if they took an absolute hiding like they are now, that they get rid of him, get the next manager in, and maybe they get an upturn from that. And that's the last thing we need, because although we're all laughing at Tottenham, and they are dreadful, right? They're still a point ahead of us right now. And we've got to get our points on the board before, if they mirror the results we get, we go down, right? More than likely. The big game is Forest for them. I think it's a no-lose game for West Ham, really, because whatever the result is all right for us. If one or the other of them wins, it pegs the other one back. And if they draw, it keeps them both close. So That's like it's a good fixture for us, I think. Frog saying they'd only need to win one game in the next 9 to call it a bounce. That's brutal, isn't it?
That the Frog is quality.
Oh, dear.
And I totally agree with this comment as well from Frog. He says they're where we were at earlier in the season as a squad. Turn it around in the next 9 is unlikely, in his opinion, and I kind of agree. I look at Spurs now, and what I see there is our team a few weeks ago when we were going, we ain't getting out of this. There's no fight. There's no spark. They got no guts. They don't want to play for each other. You look at the Wolves game. I mean, Nuno looked like he'd given up. Never mind anyone else. And that's what they're looking like now. And it couldn't happen at a better time, really.
Sorry, mate. Sorry. I'm just watching. They've just panned the camera on some bloke. He's got his crusty rolls out, kind of thing. He's got the old pancetta and the old Sicilian ham and that. And he's making himself fucking sandwiches as the game's going on.
Did you say we got Spurs tonight? It'll be a picnic.
Jesus Christ. Dear me.
They're saying Tatty and Pablo to start v City, Wilson off the bench. You'd think that's most likely. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, guys?
I think it makes sense myself, yeah, because if you look at it, you know, fresh, the two players. Tatty, I think, kind of prefers to start a game, doesn't he? I mean, you know, we saw yesterday, it wasn't, for me, like I said, I don't think it was required. But him starting a game, especially with Pablo, there's that little bounce for them to get off of there. And Wilson, I mean, he made an impact when he came on last night. You know, I think he had a shot within the first 5 minutes.
Oh, God, yeah, he had an immediate impact, didn't he?
So, you know, that's a great show from Pierre.
I think it's common sense. It's logical. Yeah. I think that's how it has to be. If it is no way now, if there's any reason that for some reason, that I'm giving that, oh no, Pablo's on the bench, I'll be thinking, Nuno, this is what I mean. At the minute, for a while now, Nuno seems to have eradicated some of the fucking stupid decisions he was making, and he's stuck to something that all of us are going, yeah, of course. And that, Pierre, is 100% one of them. It's got to be Tatty and Pablo to start, with Wilson potentially coming off the bench. I'm actually not that disappointed that Wilson's getting the year extension, not because I want him starting, but I've got to give it to him. I didn't really want him, but every time he's played, even if he's not had the best game, he's another one that at least always seems to want the ball, always seems to give it a go. And again, that you can't want more than that, can you really? So yeah, I mean, that 100%, them two to start, Wilson off the bench. And who knows what we could do against City if we play out our best current 11. Because other than Chrissy, and I'm being funny, right? Chrissy is injured. We have got a like for like, if not more, in pace in Traore. Now, if he, because what at the first, like I said, he started rubbish the other night. He started crap, but he did grow into the game, and he showed. He made one of their fastest players on the right look like one of their slowest. It was unreal what he done. Like, and I was like, this guy's. So if we can get that going again, then, you know, maybe it's not the end. Trust me, it's the end of the world in certain ways. But people get injured. If Chrissy is out for the next couple of games, I want to see Traore in on the left. I don't want to see anyone else in shoehorned in. Put him on the left, stick Bowen on the right. And stick to what we've been doing well, you know, with Tatty and Pablo.
Exactly. I've got a question actually about that potential of Jimmy being injured. Can Tatty play off the left?
He did. He has played off the left as well. We've done it for Lazio, but I don't think he suits what we're doing well at the minute on the left. Like we have finally utilised a bit of pace. That has been the upturn. It's not just been the fact that we're defending from the top. It's also we've had Chrissy and Bowen like pushing up as well. Like we've looked a little bit more mobile. And if you take Tatty out of that, whichever way it looks, we've got someone who's been potentially one of our best players, Tatty, playing out of position. then who'd you put in? Because then what happens is we're moving jigsaw pieces again. We're trying to get square pigs in fucking round holes. I can't do that anymore. Traore can play on the left. Put him on the fucking left.
I mean, there's a comment from Damien. But I'll go back to what you saying.
Is Damien in the house? Is he all right,
It
Dave?
is indeed. I think, if you look at it, he mentioned it, the difference that Nuno's being there. But if you think about it like this, and I think Brendan mentioned it earlier in the chat, Nuno's number 2. He's been an influence as well. And I think, and he's not afraid to say something. And I think, Nuno actually kind of thinks to himself, you know what? Yeah, this is the one. Yeah.
That leads into Colin's comment here.
Yeah, sorry, it's Colin. I thought it was Brendan. So when you look at something like that, that's an influence in itself. But Damien's made a good comment in there as well.
I'll get down to it.
You got Skulls, or you got, but you could also play Juve out on the left as well.
Could do. Actually, that's a good shout, Tom. You could actually draft.
That's from Damien, actually, mate.
Yeah.
Juve out as a left winger. The trouble with Juve is he don't go past anyone. Has anyone ever seen him go past anyone?
Yeah, the beginning. Yeah, bruv, 100%. Roast, as in knock the ball and just fly past people, mate.
If you've got them bloody glasses on again,
I've seen him take on a fullback. I've seen him run past a fullback. I've seen him whip crosses in from deep areas. Can't say I've seen the ball at his feet running at people, taking them on.
Don't need to though. If he's going to deliver the ball in the box like he can do from where
and
he is.
He's more of got that Antonio knock. Remember when Antonio used to knock the ball and he'd just go after it? Juve's done that a couple of times. Yeah. So I think he's. If I saw Scholes left back with Juve on the left wing and Juve being told, just every time you get that ball, put it in the box. I'm all right with that, 100%. 100%.
I'll be honest. I don't want to see Scholes against Man City.
No,
I get that point as well.
Cherky will fucking rip him a new one.
Yeah, that's true.
I really do think that. I've got a bit of a plan. I don't want to. I'll try and do a walk and talk. We're planning on going away to the narrowboat this weekend, so it might be a bit dodgy for doing a walk and talk. But I'll try and do a walk and talk leading into the City game. So I don't want to spoil my content too much now, but I'd be tempted to put AWB at left back and play Walker Peters at right back against City. I don't want to do that every week, right? But I'm taking the opposition in front of us, which is why I was asking the question if Tatty could play on the left, because his work rate is supreme.
Yeah, but what he does
run his bollocks out and then bring Traore on.
Yeah, but what I like about Tatty and I said it last night on the watch along, is the fact of what we haven't had for a while is a striker that nibbles at defenders, puts defenders under pressure, and that's what you get with Tatty.
Would you play 4-4-2 or 4-4-1-1, whatever, against City?
I'd be happy with 4-4-2 personally if it lined up with 100%. Because our 4-4-2 would mean at points it would sort of revert at different times with Pablo dropping a little bit deeper again anyway, and Bowen and whether it be Chrissy or Traore getting down the wings as well. So I mean, for me, we've looked at our best with two, regardless of where he's playing, Pablo, two strikers on the pitch, Pablo and Tatty.
I do agree with that. Just the opposition.
Yeah. I mean, 4-4-1-1 for me, because at the end of the day, Pablo brings the team into play. He can hold that ball up and he brings the team into play. So, and he can then support Tatty as well. So you've got the best of both by doing that. 4-4-2, not a problem at all. If you look at it, you've got to pack. I mean, the one thing we've got to be strong in the midfield, because that's their strength.
But play a 4-5-1 type thing. Just pack the midfield, spring when we can. Really play a counter-attacking game against them.
Yeah, I'll get that side of things, but again, you've got to make sure that if you're going to have someone playing CDM just in front of the back four, they've got to realise they've got a bit of graft to do in that game, because they've got to cover a lot of ground to make sure they're cutting out a lot of what City do. I mean, I just want to say, like you were saying about having two up top, Jay. Wouldn't it be lovely years, we could have, if Moyes did that with Skamaka and Haller.
Wouldn't it have been nice? Yeah.
Mate, You know, that's what
Wouldn't it have been nice? Yeah, we signed striker after striker that didn't play as lone strikers and then stuck them as lone strikers and expected them to do something. It was. I don't blame any of them strikers at all, because they all went on to do decent. They all went on to do better than what they did with us. 100%. And everywhere they went, they weren't stuck in the same situation that they were.
We never used them properly, did we?
No, I've always said it. I've said for years, Mikel Antonio, he fucked us. I love Mick to bits, but he was an anomaly. There's never been another Mick. What he could do up front on his own, I haven't seen anyone do. And I'm not saying he was the greatest finisher. He is one of the best lone strikers I've ever seen in the role that he did. You could ping it anywhere in that pitch, up the pitch. He would win an header against two defenders, flick it, run onto it, and chase it. And the problem is,
get on the end of his own flick on, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he'd get on the end of his own flick on. Like, then after that, it was a case of whoever came in next. It was almost like they was. In fact, he even done. Do you remember he got in trouble, Mick, with Scamat because he'd done an interview or a podcast, and he said the gaffer don't like, not verbatim, but he sort of said, "Oh yeah, the gaffers told him to come in and basically do what I do." Mick and Skamaka weren't willing to do it. No one was willing to do what Mick. No one was capable of doing what Mikel Antonio done, and he was our centerpiece. He outlived Hala. He outdid Skamaka. There was a load of. He saw them all off, and he was not even. He started out. I swear, his first game against City for us, he was fucking left back.
He was a fullback.
Yeah, but my point is, we got used to playing with a Mick up front for so long. Then everything that came after, I feel like only now are we getting over the Mikel Antonio hangover. And that's thanks to having Tati and Pablo. They are a breath of fresh. We're not talking about some phenomenal new style of football. Actually, we've more gone back to basics. That's all we've seen with West Ham. And we were talking before about the defence and the change in the season, and there has been a clear shift in Nuno's way of thinking, because up until that QPR game, I think it was roughly around then, we was obviously being coached on the training pitch to sit back, because that's all we did. That is all we did. Now we're not doing it. And it might sound so simple, but that change in saying, right, lads, let's get on the front foot. Let's push from the front. Again, when people say, oh, this is the best we've seen us play, it's because our fucking bar as West Ham has been dropped so low with the dross that we've had to put up with that is supposedly football. We've had one pragmatic manager after the other, and our goal difference has got even worse. How the fuck does that work? You get one defensive manager in after the other, and the goals keep going in more and more and more. There's got to be a fucking problem there. As soon as that shift, and whether it's Paco or whoever it is that's made that difference, that said, right, well, to be honest, again, it's Pablo and Tati. Them coming in, they've changed everything for me, which is why, yeah, I want to see them first. For the rest of this season, if people give I don't really care about stand-up. That's just my own choice. But for those that are really hell-bent on the first two names on the team sheet, I'd want to see then is Pablo and fucking Tati. Personally, that's for me.
We talk about the upturn in form and it coincide from QPR. But I think what's happened, it's a number of things for me that has helped with this transformation of West Ham. Lots of people want to put it down to Paco because Paco came in and it's changed. And I agree, and I think he is a massively positive influence. But I'm with you, Jay. I think it also coincides with Pablo and Tati arriving at the football club and being in the team. And it also coincides with Paqueta and Fulkrug leaving the football club.
100%
right?
Good point. Yeah.
So
yeah.
There's a number of factors that have sort of almost conspired together to bring us to where we are now. I want to bring us on to Pierre's question here. So he says, I asked Gio on Hammer's Chat if we can only beat Leeds once this year, would you prefer the Cup or the League? And you have to decide now.
Cup.
So,
Cup. Straight away. 100%
you,
Cup.
Tony?
As much as I love the Cup, I also want survival as well. So I'm going to say League. I'm going to be a little bit different to the pair of you on that one.
Okay, so this is a bit of a convoluted answer from me. So I'm going to say the cup. And do you know why? Because I'm hoping that we can play out a draw on the last day of the season and both watch Spurs go down. So let's beat them in the cup, have a mutual draw at the end of the season, and see the Spuds go down with their shiny new stadium. Wouldn't that be lovely?
Great question, that Pete. Actually, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, West Ham Great says we won't need to beat Leeds last game. I see a mutually beneficial draw. So he's on the same
There you
page
go.
as me. Yeah.
See now, Leeds fans and Emmons fans united for one time only.
This is interesting from Fresh. Word on the street is 25 million gets Disassi done. If that's true, that's anywhere near true. We need to fucking put into pawn whatever we need to, right, to raise 25 million quid, because we need to sign him for that money. No questions asked. I think it might. They're going to want more. I think Chelsea will.
Jeff, you got to think they've got like 1,500 players. They've got to offload their books.
They're good at selling players, Chelsea, aren't they?
They are, but I say with this thing
money
that's coming in,
players.
you got to think what's coming in next season is going to make a big difference.
Yeah,
There is a caveat on that, because if you think about it at the moment, the richest club on the planet, Newcastle, can't spend fuck all at the moment.
Yeah,
but you can with this new system. There's a way around it, and you could do this loyalty payment or something like that kind of thing. So they can sign players, even though they're kind of capped at this point. There's some kind of caveat in there where they can actually spend. So that you never know. We may see a difference in Newcastle next season.
Harry says, with a few loan players coming back and keep Disassi, Nuno will take us to a European finish next season. Who's coming back off of loan? What, Alvarez? Is he going to come back?
I think he'll.
Paul Krug.
Yeah. Paul Krug. There's talks of him coming back, isn't there?
Yeah. Cornet, or is he at the end of his contract? Who else is out? No, I suppose we've got a few youngsters that are out.
Murphy's out, isn't he? Yeah.
Marshall.
I love how positive you are, Harry. He's always so positive. I love that.
Ryan says,
hello, Ryan. Shout out to Ryan.
Good evening, Ryan.
Yeah. Shout out to Nan as well, Ryan. Tell her I said hello. I was going to grab a cup of water, lads. I'll be 2 seconds.
No worries, mate. That's very good, Harry. There's not many Hugills.
Oh, man.
And Brendan's asking, is a European finish the same as a happy ending, Harry? The guys are just saying hello to everyone. So I might catch up a bit with the chat now with just saying hi to each other.
That's nice. Solanke's come on for Spurs now. It's going to all change around now. Look at that.
I can't say that word. What's that word, Tony? Is that a typo or is that
I think you might be. Yeah, defabit. Defabit.
Fresh is saying, if we carried the form of our last 8 games over the course of the season, we'd be in 50.75 points now, right in the Champions League battle. Okay, so it's true though, because our form it's not definitely, it's definitely. It's true, our form has took a huge upturn. Don't know if it's going to do us any good.
Big up B. Kim as well.
Kim says, yeah, good evening, Kim. Spuds are being peeled.
Peeled.
Ah. Right. Ah, yeah, there's peeled. God, I've had a couple of glasses of red wine as well, so I'm not. True is. I went to the supermarket today and it says buy 6, get 25% off. I thought, oh yeah, I'll buy that then. When I got home, the wine rack's full and there's no room. I couldn't get the decanter and everything and all the wine bottles in So the miss said, we better drink some of that wine, make some room for it.
Any excuse these days.
Yeah,
Jeff,
any excuse, mate. Colin says, gents, do you think we should keep Souček for next season for his contract is coming to an end? I'd keep Souček around the place. You would as well, Tane. What about you, Jay?
So it's interesting because if we get relegated, not only do I want Souček in to stay on next season, but I'd want him pushing for the captain's role if we get relegated, Souček. However, if we stay, because to get out of that, if we get relegated, there's going to be an exodus. Stating the obvious, there'll be an exodus of players. So someone like Souček's influence with the youth that we could bring in the Championship, I'd probably put in as captain. Because I wouldn't see Bowen sticking around if we get into the Championship. That's my opinion. But if we stay in the Premier League, yes, I want him, but I definitely don't want to see him starting. I don't want to see Souček because that is forgetting anyone's West Ham goggles and love for the geezer. He saves ball boys. He lifts up fucking barriers. I love him. Like I said, I do all of that stuff. But you've got to be honest, as a football fan, are we going to be progressive or regressive? Because if he's starting in our starting 11 at the start of next season, then I'm sorry, we're not stepping forwards. We're not moving forwards. That's for sure.
The one thing I said on that, Jay, is, sorry, Jeff, is the
carry on, mate.
When you think about it, when we got rid of Ogbonnas, the Cresswells, we lost that, experience from the from the changing rooms. People like him, you need him around for that alone. Same as Wilson, you need him around for that alone to
100%.
G up everything in that change room, to get it going.
I agree with that.
That balance, that's what you need. And
I mean, you want round the place is ethic and all of that,
Absolutely, Jeff.
Absolutely. That's classic example of that. Sorry to cut you, Jeff, but for me, when I heard Fabianski staying on in the coaching level, I was over the moon when I heard that. Because if anyone wants to see a foreign player who loves West Ham, watch his interview he did the end of last season when he was going. I was in bits.
Powerful.
Like that was powerful. So when I heard him, that's been the West Ham thing, isn't it? Is we keep hold of our own. Like they do stay around. I'd hate to lose that. So Souček 100% would fall into that bracket for me. Keep him around. Great ambassador for the club. But it's just you're just not starting for me.
Look at Damien giving us a reality check. He said, I'd be worried. European campaigns are hard to handle. Okay, you've got to put a dampener on it, ain't you, Damien?
That's you,
not
Damien.
Wrong. It is difficult, right? And we don't have the finances to throw out and look how thin our squad is.
I would say we don't have the squad. More than likely, that's the thing. Is that?
But just let us have a little dream, Damien, will you? Dogs isn't a European finish where they swear at you in German while being punched.
Brilliant.
And Damien carries on with his reality check that a lot of teams
are
finding that.
100%.
You see it all the time. Burnley had it when they got themselves into Europe a few years ago. It was brilliant for them, but they kind of paid the price for it, didn't they?
Forest, Spurs this season as well. What I mean? And I hate to say it, but do you know who actually managed European quite well with a fucking Finn squad was Moyes.
Yeah, well,
they were some wonderful days at that point. Was it 3 on the spin we went into, or was it 2, 3 Europes on the spin? Or was it 2 we went into?
Yeah.
It was 3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He got credit where credit's due. You know what I mean? He was
semi-final, final, and quarter.
Yeah, that's not bad, is it? In fairness.
And Kim's just saying as well, just echoing what he said there. We haven't got the squad for it. And it's true, we haven't.
Dogs, Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Damien saying to Colin, give Canty a year to see if he can finish boots, pass the torch next season. Thinking about Souček, I imagine. And it's a good shout, isn't it? Harry says, I've got a number for that if you need it, Frog. And Togs comes back with, "You surprise no one, Harry." Colin's saying, "I also feel there is a better chance of a takeover of the club if we're in the Premier League." I think 100%. I think people who think that if we get relegated, it increases the chances of Sullivan going. I think it's a bit of a fairy tale. I think it's what they want, and not what's more likely to happen. I absolutely think we've got a better chance of changing owners if we remain in the Premier League. You guys might see it differently. I'll be interested to see what your views are.
I think
so go on, Tony. You go,
sorry,
Tony.
I was going to say if this thing that's coming in next season, if that's going to make gets his fucker out of the club and that all being brilliant, no problems at all. But there's also I don't know how true it is. You've seen it on a few channels being mentioned. There's this thing that's apparently going to come out on Sullivan.
Yeah. Yes. That to be honest, that is the only. It's so. Wouldn't it be typical if the final stain he left on our club was that's how he left? That would be. You know, it's going to take. I was saying this to someone the other day. I don't think West Ham. Anyone post Upton Park that's a West Ham fan, I almost am envious of you in one way. You don't know what we had. Because if you knew, let me land it, Jeff, right? Because my point is, if come the end of this, after all he's taken away from us in regards to what Upton Park was and all the stuff that they have ripped the soul. There is not a signpost of Upton Park back where it was. Like they've done a job on us. If at the end of it all, the way he leaves is he gets done for being a nonce, that's going to take another thing for us to recover from. It's such an horrible. He has poisoned the well of our club. It is horrific. My point is, if I was saying this to Ryan's a young lad he does a show with Nan and that on mine, and so knowledgeable, so West Ham through and through. And I say to him, mate, if you only knew what it was, that to the extent of what's been, I'm sure his Nan has told him all about it. But my point is as soon as you said about Sullivan in the Premier League, the first thing that went in my mind was, what's the score?
Richarlison's just had a header saved and they broke away, stormed up the pitch and scored a fifth.
Fucking brilliant. It's a great night to do a show and go with this guy.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's cool. But yeah, so for me, it'll be the final nail in what has been a horrific Sullivan coffin.
Griezmann's just opened up the middle of the park there, and I can see this goal coming up now. Okay, what a pass from Griezmann.
What, that goal they just scored?
Oh, mate, Jay, you should see. He flicks it over himself and lays it straight in the middle of the park. Bloke goes running through, and that defender's chasing his towel. And all of a sudden, he just slots it past the car. Yeah. Oh, mate, tell you. That's class.
Moving on from the Sullivan depressive stuff, that we can always rely on.
No, it's joyful, Jeffrey. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, mate. You're missing the point.
Well, Frog's asking, is playing accordion in Lederhosen extra? Harry says, that's standard, Frog. The 2-foot latex horsecock, Swarfiga and sharp sand is extra.
Oh, man.
And Damien brings it back to the football, says, we look good at home and unfazed away from home. I think that's a fair comment.
That's a great shot. Yeah, that's a great shot as well, yeah.
Much improved at London Stadium after struggling there so much. And we don't look like we're getting rolled over, do we?
No.
And Frog's responding to Tog saying anything from those two games is a bonus, really, and that's probably going back to the City Villa thing. I think Villa's a better chance of getting something from, personally. Colin's confident. He says, I say we get something from City and Villa. I tell you, 2 draws. It's 2 draws. Obviously, I think I'd take a loss to City and a win at Villa over 2 draws, but keeps you unbeaten run going.
And City's unpredictable sometimes, mate. When you look at it, very unpredictable. You don't know what's going to turn up sometimes.
The only chance we've got against City and Villa is simple: is that we don't change the way we've been playing. Not for me, Jeff. Not pack out the midfield. Even if we packed our midfield out with 10, City would still pick passes through our midfield. In my opinion, I think for me, the way you get a City is they're not great at the back. You need to get them under pressure. With Villa, same thing. For the rest, exactly. For the rest of this season, every single game, it shouldn't be about who we're playing. It should be, how do we play well at the minute? This way. Then fucking play that way. Because otherwise, if we start changing up what we're doing, what you're actually telling the players is, probably gonna lose this one. Well, why? Well, we're gonna set up basically to not win. That makes no sense at this stage of the season.
Mandy, and good evening to Mandy. She's just put a comment in here kind of thing. Apparently Expression had almost 20,000 people watching. As she said, imagine 20,000 watching you cry.
Yeah. I've had him on the background. He's out of his chair. He's not even on screen most of the time. You can just hear him.
Damien's saying, I think he's talking about Somerville here. Obviously, I'm a bit behind on the chat. He says, I think he'll be okay. If not, I'd play Tatty on the left for 65, 70 and Adama left wing for the rest, which is kind of a bit what I was suggesting perhaps was a possibility. And talking about Spurs, I think, he said, I think they are too low to get a bounce, presumably if they change their manager. I mean, he's gone, isn't he? They got to sack him after this.
I think, I mean, you know, even though they gave him the vote of confidence the other day, and that there was still a rumor, you know, they were looking to replace a manager within 2 months. Fucking 2 months to bring another manager in. Jesus.
Oh yeah, we thought we was a joke club not so long ago.
Yeah.
And here come Tottenham. Gibb says the Traore tank is warmed up and ready to take out the citizens. I just worry about his tracking back, and I just think that Cherky is just he's a wonderful footballer.
Yeah. I mean, you know what a signing they've made from him. You know that in itself.
Ryan saying the only hope Spurs have got is Sean Dyche. I think I tend to agree with him. I know I've been guilty pleasure this last week. I've been watching a few Tottenham channels because it's just entertaining, isn't it? Watching the meltdown. It's usually us, right? And they're all going on about Sherwood and Harry, Robbie Keane, etc. I heard some of them going, but just pay the release clause and buy Poch out, like he's going to fucking leave them before the World Cup. I mean, they're more deluded than I thought.
Well, fun enough.
I actually agree. I think Dyche is, but I actually commented on one of their channels the other day, and I said, if you're going to get Dyche, he's going to have you by the short and curlies, because they go cap in hand to Dyche. He's not going to go, oh yeah, I'll do it till the end of the season. I'll come on back. He's going to want a 2-3 year contract, isn't he? He's going to have them right over a barrel. Do they really want him there for the next 2-3 years? I mean, they're kind of fucked, aren't they?
They are indeed, mate. I mean, fun enough on Talk Sport, they was talking about, obviously, like, you know, who do they bring in? They mentioned Harry, you know, Sherwood, even mentioned Big Sam. Would Big Sam be able to turn it around for him?
Well, that's what they need, a Sam or a Dyche or someone like that, don't they?
But they come up with, you know, and someone said about Dyche, but I agree with what you're saying there, Jeff. He ain't going to be there for the short term. He'll want a long-term thing.
He want a contract, wouldn't he?
He want a project, yeah, absolutely.
Damien saying, I think the players are already thinking about leaving. Yeah, I think they are as well. I mean, they
don't respect that Tudor. They don't respect him whatsoever.
Publicly said it, haven't they? They can't wait to get out the fucking door. And their fans don't help them either. Been booing them all season, every week. It's true. And I mean, we've had our times where our stadiums emptied out, especially when we were regularly getting beat. But I mean, Palace, the exodus was like embarrassing at half time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Freshfield is saying, if you take away their win streak of 8, Villa have won just 7 of their remaining 21. That's relegation battle form. Tielemans out long term. McGinn's still not back. I didn't know
Yeah.
Tielemans was out. That's a big loss for them.
Yeah, he was a couple of weeks back. I think he got himself injured.
And
Do you know,
we play them 3 days after their second leg. Yeah, and again, this Europe thing comes into play, doesn't it?
yeah, but I just want to add with Villa. Do you know what Villa for me is out of all the teams is a classic example of a coach that can make a difference. Emery has been fantastic for Villa. I love the way he coaches. He takes accountability. He takes on. When they played us that time, and he just kept changing it. He kept changing it until he got the fucking result that he wanted on the pitch, and they went on to. Did they do us or did they get the draw? Because remember, we was beating them.
Rogers beat us with a wonder goal, didn't he, from
25
yards or whatever.
But for me, and the whole Emery's a manager that has catered. I know about Europe, but he's had players out. They're still managing to take over. That is, for me, he's one of the best coaches about him. I'd love to have had him at West Ham.
I do agree with you there. I do think he's a really good coach, and he's forever adjusting and tweaking things. Very proactive. Damien, so back to the Spurs, I think. You don't think they get a bounce at all, as I think they are too low already. But the idea of them doing a complete 180, I cannot see. And the thing is, I mean, we've got to get our points, right? We're still behind them at this stage. But I look at them, the way they play, the way they're playing, I look at their fixtures, and I can't, well, maybe they pick up a draw here or there. I can't see anyone they beat at the minute.
Not with this form, that's for sure.
Isn't it wonderful?
Isn't it wonderful? It says, maybe because it's City, we should rest Jimmy even if he's fit. Let Traore try to bully them a bit. What's your thoughts on that? Because you've said, like, we should go at them, try and win. Don't send out the message that, we're rolling over.
Well, there's no point, Jeff. Like, my thoughts on that, I agree 1 million. If Jimmy's out, okay, let's go back to rather than,
if he's fit.
All right. If he's fit, leave him in. So if he's fit, leave him in. That's for me. It's not even to come. But if because it does look like there's a good chance he's not going to be available. And if you're Nuno, would I see the sense in him, even if he's a 70-30 on, saying, actually, we'll leave you out for City so that you're 100% then for the next one? And I get that as well. But either way, whoever we're playing, what do we know from experience as football fans, as West Ham fans now? For the longest period of time that I've ever been a West Ham fan, I've never seen this happen. When you start shoehorning players into positions that they don't fucking play, it don't work. Mm-hmm. It hasn't worked for us once. It didn't work when we was putting Paqueta out on the left. It didn't work when we had strikers on the bench and we weren't playing with a fucking striker. It don't work. At the minute, and in fairness, the reason that at the minute, this late upturning form is something that we're getting excited about is because we're in the fucking relegation zone, because for too long, what we was doing was not playing our best 11, not playing them in their best positions, giving too much of a fuck about who we was playing rather than actually playing football. Like I said, what we've seen upturn is not no, we've just started going forwards a bit more, and rather than just concentrating on sitting backwards. If we get any injuries at the minute to anyone attacking, you need to try and put someone into that position. And if it's a Jimmy on the left, we've got Traore, stick him on the fucking left and say, do us a favour, do what Chrissy was doing and just try and fucking get up the pitch. Keep pushing them forward, press them. Even if you say to Traore, right, listen, I know you're not going to get back, you lazy fucking oiled up fucking brute of a man, right? But then do me a favour, just press up top then. At least press up top, like put them under pressure there, and I'm all right with that. So yeah, 100% for me is whoever's out. If Chris is out, you put Traore in and you say fucking attack. Please, let's not go back to playing this pragmatic defensive shit with players out of position. I can't take it. I can't fucking take it. Honestly, it's too much.
What would you do with Somerville, Tony? Would you risk him or would you rest him? That's the question, really, isn't it?
I think it comes down to how severe the injury is. If you know, if there is an injury, and it's that, because obviously then you've got to manage that. If it's the case of it's only it's a slight knock and you're letting the inflammation go down, and you put him in a game like this and he's going to put 100% effort in, then all you're going to do is, after that game, it's going to flare up, and we may lose him for 2 weeks possibly. So bring him on as
international
for me,
break coming up as well. 3 weeks, isn't it?
Exactly. So it's kind of come at the right time in that respect. But if anything, start off with Traore. You can bring Somerville as an impact, and he can do something. There's more like that, because if you look at it, Traore is going to only last so long, and you've got a fresh Somerville that comes on and can do a bit more damage. You want Traore to make the impact, putting the City defence under pressure, and then you bring on Somerville and that can actually elevate that and more.
Good comment here from King. I think I've just scrolled past it. She says Spurs had an inverted bounce. They really have. I mean, you couldn't have asked for any more, really, could you? Let me try and catch up here. Harry's saying that's a bong. I don't know what he's referring to there. Damien says Jiff will cover a multitude of sins on the left. I think you're giving him a bit too much credit. Mandy's saying, why not play KWP left back and Jiff left wing? And you've said about that before. I've just finally got to that comment. So we sort of discussed that already. And Pierre saying, is Paco Hammer of the Year?
Yeah.
Oh, it made me laugh. Ali McCoy's made me laugh last night when I was watching the game, because he said VAR was in contention for man of the match, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. That was funny. But in fairness, that's how to use VAR. If you're gonna did you see like the geezer was on point, wasn't he? He was. Did he? Was there any that was a Rick? Would you say? I think pretty much all of them.
Yeah, spot on, wasn't it? Virtually spot on.
Was on point. I mean, I don't understand why the ref didn't give the Traore penalty. I mean, that's and they highlighted that as well. I think one of them said, I can't remember which one of the commentators, but they made that comment as if say, you know what? That's the curse of VAR. It's taken away the ref's intuition almost, of what he must have known that was a fucking foul. Like, how could you not know that was a foul? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, there's the downside to it.
Amanda's saying it might work against City. Damien disagrees. He says no, left back, but encourage him to be offensive. And if you say give Scholes 20 minutes, Scholes worries me against City for the reasons I've said. I'd be more tempted to play Walker-Peters or Wan-Bissaka there. Don't want Scholes getting fucking opened up. Look how he took it against Fulham when he made that mistake.
Oh, mate, yeah.
Sent him up to Anfield last year, won it, and he got fucking roasted by Salah. I don't think it's fair.
No.
Jeff,
unfortunately, Jeff,
he's not rapid.
Jeff.
Okay, no worries, mate.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me, buddy.
You're welcome. Jay,
appreciating you.
Yeah, good to see you. And yeah, Jeff, I've got about another 10 minutes as well, mate, just so you know. Then I've got to start getting played down. But yeah, Tone, good to see you, pal. Good to see you, mate.
Well, mate. And people in the chat, don't forget, share, like, and subscribe to Jeff and that. And of course, this man, that side, not that side, but this side. Make sure you do it as well. Enjoy the rest of your evening, people. And we'll catch up with you again soon, Jeff. Jay, definitely as well.
Cheers, Tony.
Take care, bud.
Take it easy. Ta-da, people. Ta-da.
Cheers, mate. Damien says he'd go 5 at the back. I want to see a 4 at the back, but I'm happy to put 5 across the middle. Guardiola's not on the bench. How many games is he banned for?
I'm not sure.
No, I'm
not sure.
Gone past Damien's comment here. You're saying if they can't work out how to break us down, they won't have another pair of eyes to help them and may become frustrated. If to drop points, that's the league practically gone. Yeah, they're going to be super motivated to beat us, aren't they? Because they can't afford to drop points, can they?
100%. And for me, just on that note, which is why it makes no sense, they're going to come out to score goals, stating the obvious. They're going to come out thinking that if we do go to sitting back against them, well, they've played us multitudes of times when we've sat back and they've beat us every fucking time, pretty much. So if we go at City, if we just go to, which we should anyway, we're in a relegation scrap, for fuck's sake. If we just go at City with our best 11, with our most attacking players playing, I think we've got half a chance. That, again, just my opinion.
Damien was just saying about Scamacca and Haller, and they were a bit
yeah.
lazy. I tend to agree. I think they were a little bit lazy, but I also do think that they were a bit misused as well. I don't think they were used to their full
Definitely
potential.
weren't. Yeah,
And
100%.
I do think they were a bit lazy as well. And I think both things can be true there, actually. And Harry's saying momentum will carry us through 6 points next
In the
year.
next two. Go on, Harry. Go on, Al.
What? That'd be a dream, wouldn't it?
Well, that would be us staying up. If we got 6
would.
points out of the next two, I think I think it'd be pretty fucking hard for us not to. It'd be hard for us not to stay up, to be honest.
Yeah, it would. We'd get enough points out of what we've got remaining if we got.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Antonio would cross the ball and then get into the box and head it in. All right,
that is brilliant. That bong's working well, Harry. That's quality. He's taken two.
Colin's got a question. He says, do you think Nuno might be tempted to play all three centre-backs at the back? But I would not like that. I've also felt we are better with two strikers. Would be nice to have had
Haller and Scamacca now.
But the thing is, we just touched on it. The way Pablo and Tati work, I don't think Haller and Scamacca do what they do. Goes back to Damien's point about them being a little bit lazy. Yeah, I don't really. I think he could play three centre backs, but I don't want to see it. Harrison is on spliffs tonight. He says not bongs. Damien saying Antonio had Premier League levels of physicality. Haller, Scamacca, and Falk did not. Fulkrug, I mean, it's just not the way he plays. You can't ask him to play like Antonio. And you were saying it earlier, Mick. I know he couldn't get his internet working too well tonight, but he often says Antonio used to occupy two centre backs. It was one striker, but he occupied two centre backs, and there's not many that can do that. In fact, I don't think there's any. And
Antonio played it from me finished sixth, yeah.
What don't you agree with, Damien? Because I'm so far behind the chat, you could have been responding to
something else. Yeah,
at any point in the show. So
Pete's comment was brilliant. It just came out of nowhere about Antonio could cross the ball and get his head on it, like because we've been speaking about that ages ago. It's brilliant. We've stumbled across this 4-4-3.
Do you know what I said a few weeks ago on this show that we sort of stumbled across the 4-4-2, and I can't remember who it was in the chat, but somebody in the chat said, "Have we though?" Because Nuno wanted Tati and Pablo, and then since he got them, he started playing that way. So maybe that was his thinking all along. And I have to say, I thought, fair comment. Maybe I'm being unfair. Maybe he had it in his mind, didn't have the personnel for it, and recruited who he wanted to play that way. What's your thoughts on that, Jay? Do you think we stumbled across it, or do you think it?
If I'm being honest, if I'm being totally honest, I think we are a team that if you were Lopetegui, if you were Graham Potter, if you were Nuno, they were all managers that walked into a club with pretty much when they first joined. There wasn't a drastic changing personnel that much. They pretty much had the same bats to pick from, right? I don't see how any of them couldn't see that we're a 4-3-3 team. Like, that's the sort of player, with the players we had at that point. The fact that we didn't play in that formation for so long and had shit results for so long, and then all of a sudden someone come in and went, right, let's put Bowen out on the right. Let's put a striker in. Let's put a left winger out on the left. Like, let's put some legs in the centre of midfield, where games from the start of football have been won or lost, in the engine room of any pitch, the middle. Yeah. I don't think that's I think they fucking stumbled their bang their head and didn't see it for so long. I don't see it as this we stumbled into. I just think someone finally went, all right, fuck it, West Ham fans. We've had enough of shoehorning, of putting wrong players in the wrong position, of not playing, which was at that point our talisman, Bowen, in the right position. Like, I don't see where the stumble is. I just don't understand how they missed it, Jeff. I don't get how they've missed this fucking simple shift. That's all it's been. It's been a little shift, a little tweak, and putting players back to playing where they're comfortable playing. And lo and behold, they're playing better. I don't get it, mate. I don't get it, to be honest.
I've realised I'm miles behind now, because there's a few comments saying league and cup and whatever. So obviously talking about the league.
Oh yeah, it's a good question. That was really good question.
And Damien is saying, I'd let them win if it meant Spurs go down and us and Leeds stay up, play the kids.
I don't want any of them back. That was to the loans, wasn't it? When we were saying about people out on loan. I meant the youngsters used
about the loans. And Ryan says, Nan says hello to you.
Oh, hello, Nan.
Hello to you, Ryan and Nan. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Lovely people, proper people.
And Harry's just where you were talking about Fab's.
Oh man, he's so good that he's staying on. So good. Yeah, 3 years in Europe. Yep. Irons. Jeff, mate, thank you. I'm gonna also part ways now as well. I've got to get up at silly o'clock, mate. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome. Come on another time if you want to.
Yeah, and it'll be lovely for you to come on to that West Ham channel as well. So I'll
do
ping
it,
you if
you're
you're
always
up
in the morning, and it's too early.
No,
for me, mate.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Then what I'll do is we'll do a later show for you to come on one of those, mate, as well. So and have a chat with not just me. Hopefully Nan and Ryan might be on, and like they're all such a good bunch. Shout out to
cool. I'll be up for that. I watch your channel
people.
anyway. I usually catch up after. Sometimes I'm about in the morning. But
it's nice to see when you're on there. Yeah,
coffee at that time.
But really, thanks a lot, Jeff. Have a fantastic evening. Everyone that's been in the chat on this show
You're
as
welcome,
well.
Mate.
Love to all of you. Be healthy, be kind to yourself, people. Have a good one. Thanks a lot, everyone. Go Lions! I'm off skis.
See you later. Cheers, mate. And now I'm on my own. Thanks to all you guys in the chat and all your comments. I haven't been ignoring you tonight. It's just been busy trying to keep up with everything, but I do appreciate. There's Mandy's expressions comment. That's how far behind I am. I'm going to try and catch up. Fresh says he had 36 to 37k for the Palace game. Was he crying in that one, Fresh? Damien saying we need to try and dominate Villa in the midfield. And obviously, I'm way behind. So some of your comments are referring to a conversation we had earlier in the show. So Mandy's saying, yeah, Spurs get diced. The man Forrest sacked because they thought he would take them down. The thing is, Mandy, that Marinakis is a nutter, isn't he? An absolute nutter. Damien saying some of those players under Dyche though, Xavi, Kudus, they will think, what the fuck is this? Mandy saying the Tudors remembered for peeing on the lower class from windows. Spurs must know how that feels. Very good, Mandy. Very good. Let's see if I can get another. I think Spurs have got a goal back, by the way. I think it's 5-2. Malks is saying Ryan Mason. That is probably a real possibility for them, I would say, because he would do it on a temporary, wouldn't he? Harry says Spurs are fucked. He loves it. Don't we all? I mean, we're all going to have massive egg on our face if they pull themselves out of it and at our expense. Randy's saying not even Houdini can save them. Frog saying, look how long it's taking Nuno to rejig and rebuild confidence. I agree with that. It took a while, but it's getting there. And you're right. Someone to come in, have an immediate impact this stage of the season with the players at Spurs the way they are. It's a tough gig. And Damien's saying it's that tunnel at Spurs. They literally abuse the players. Not nice. Can't be nice every week. No, definitely not. And if Somerville's out, I think Nuno needs to make a decision on one of Mayers or Scholes. I personally still lean towards Scholes and push Ajala up the pecking order. Well, you know my thoughts on it. I think the youngsters might get a real lesson. So I think I'd like to see a more experienced player in there. But that's just me personally. We've all got different views. So let me know what you other think. Not you, Damien. I know what you think. Will Ajala be kept back for the under-21 cup final, though, Damien? Yeah, that's when's that? Is that next Tuesday? Yeah, I think it's next Tuesday, isn't it? Damien saying, I think Adama looked okay. I think Juff will make up for his lack of tracking back. Make one of the midfielders more aware of covering the left. Yeah, I don't know if Juff is. I think defensively Juff has improved and is better, but I don't know if he's as good as the faith that you're showing him. I do agree with this though, Damien. I thought Dharma looked a bit fitter and best suited to the left. I don't know if he's best suited to the left, but I agree. He looked fitter. I mean, so far he's looked pretty slow and lethargic, but he didn't look slow and lethargic last night. Can Tadibo play left side? Possibly. I don't know. And Kim agrees with Damien, says if we can get a bit more out of Traore. Damien says, I think we need to be flexible. I would be tempted to go 5 at the back versus City as Guardiola isn't there, and I reckon they shit themselves if they can't score early. Okay. And at Villa, I'd go 4-2-3-1, pack the midfield out with physicality. Yeah, that's kind of my idea against City, to be honest with you, Damien. I'd ask whoever's going to be wide, because we don't know what's going on with Somerville now. And the 3 in the middle, I'd ask to stay quite narrow and pack out the midfield. Fresh is saying City made 10 changes for the FA Cup. Didn't seem to hurt them. Might they rotate against us? We're their 5th game in 15 days before Madrid second leg and Carabao Cup final. I think the thing is, Fresh, if they risk that and it don't come off for them, that's the league gone, isn't it? So it's a big gamble, I would say, for them. You guys can't be too far away. He's saying goodbye to Tony. Fresh saying Pep's got a 2-game ban. We're the first. Don't know who the second. 6 yellows equals a 2-game ban. Fair enough. And Salman saying big up to you, Damien. And Spud's battered 5-2. How long we got left? 5 minutes. Mandy's saying it all changed when Paco came aboard. He's definitely positively influenced things for sure. Newcastle 1 up. Nice one. Cheers, Brendan. Harry, you must be off, mate. Much love to you, Lounger J chat. It's been emotional. Thanks, Harry. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for joining us. And Damien's asking what West Ham channel. I'll do it for him. That West Ham channel. You're all saying goodbye to Jay, so I must be nearly at the bottom of the chat. So I think I've caught up now. What I'm going to say is thanks to all of you for joining me tonight. Really enjoyed the chat. It's good to have some people on the panel this week. Keep an eye out for the walk and talks. Do get involved in them. And should be back on Tuesday for another talk show. And I'll see you then. Until then, come on, you Irons. Latest, guys. Thank you.